Okay. You want music?
No, don't worry about the music.
Okay. Can we sing the song? Hello, folks. It's the Podsquad with Pat Drake, Wendy Card, and yours truly, George Oliver. Thanks for joining us for New Bern Now's podcast for October 8th, 2020, episode 160, the episode that broke us all.
There you go.
Yeah, once we hit that 160 mark, everything kind of fell down. If you're not watching us on Facebook right now, it's because we were unable, as we've been doing this how many times?
About 159.
Via Zoom. It goes directly to Facebook, and today Facebook did not, it just kept going round and round, so I could not get on Facebook. So that's the problem, and hopefully we won't have another issue like this. But in this pandemic craziness, we're bound to stumble across things that happen, and we just have to adapt. And today we want to introduce our dear friend Pat Drake.
Hello, Pat.
Hello there, George and Wendy. Hopefully, we're going to try to talk about the people, the places and happenings in New Bern and surrounding areas. We have a great lineup of guests, and we hope everyone's able to join in on the conversations.
After the show.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, because we're live on YouTube right now. But
Right.
All
And
right.
If Mark Zuckerberg is watching, we'd like him to please fix our Facebook. Right, Wendy?
Yes, yeah. Not that he doesn't have anything else to do with this time, right? No, he's probably on a boat out in the middle of the noose, right?
He needs to work a little harder for things like that.
All right. And you said, Pat, you said we had a great lineup of guests, right?
Yes, we do.
And one of those guests was supposed to be Pat, but Colleen, something came up, and she's going to join us next week. But Pat graciously stepped in, and now she's a member of the Podsquad. So welcome, Pat.
Welcome. You've been knighted.
Knighted. Okay.
My one and only appearance. You never know.
So far.
No.
That's how it starts.
And, we usually do a contest, and I think we still should do a contest. So although you're not watching us live, unless you're on our YouTube channel, on newbernnow.com YouTube channel, you can go later and guess, and we'll tally up if people guess the correct answer. We'll tally up the answers, and we'll draw your name out of a hat and announce that at 7:00 tonight. So you can, does that sound fair? Yeah?
That sounds fair.
Okay.
Sure.
You ready for the question?
Yeah.
What insects have been known to get drunk and pass out while feeding on fermented juice?
I know the answer.
There's multiple choice. Okay, you ready? A, ants, B, caterpillars, and C, wasps. And the Podsquad can't answer, but you'll be able to answer at the end. So
Tell us one more time the choices.
ants, caterpillars, or wasps?
I think I know the answer.
Okay, we'll see. All right. And Pat, you are happily retired with your husband, Mac, and you were at the UPS store for how many years?
25.
Wow. And you're enjoying retirement, right? Although I know there's restrictions, but you're making the best out of life.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
We are trying to make lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah, I love everything that you share on social media. It really brightens, my day. And I also with George's Band Joy and and all the antics he's up to. But so how have you been, Pat?
I've been good, thank you. Try to stay a little busy, involved. We were very involved in the community and different things when we had our store. And of course that becomes ingrained in your personality. And, so we both continue to do things like that, to try to stay involved.
Yeah, and there's just so much to do. People, they don't think there's much to do in New Bern and surrounding areas, but there are. You just open up your eyes, take a walk in the park, shop. I feel it's not my belief as far as feeling, predicting. It's actual scientific facts that if people wore a mask and socially distanced, practiced hand hygiene and disinfected, we could be doing a lot better. Our businesses would be, doing a lot better. And so I'm not trying to lecture anyone, and if you're unable to wear a mask because you have a medical condition, there's a small portion of people out there that are unable, but they're also hugging people. If they practice social distancing, hopefully that will help stop the spread. So I'm done with my little rant. George, what are you up to?
No, it's okay. We know that's why you're broadcasting from outside today, and that's why all those people behind you are their distance. In fact, they're doing the statue challenge, the fishing statue challenge. And how long can you hold a pose? We're going to see if they can last the whole 45 minutes. There you go. No, we're doing well. We have a major event planned for Saturday at New Bern Civic Theater, the Improvathon.
Hold on.
Improvathon.
There we go.
8 hours of improv comedy. We are doing it from 4 in the afternoon to midnight. They will be 45-minute shows on the hour, each hour. And that allows for 45 minutes every show, 15 minutes of cleaning between the shows, and no more than 25 audience members in each show per Governor Cooper's Phase 3 order. And so we are featuring social distancing. All the performers will be wearing masks. All the audience members will be wearing masks. We're not going to serve concessions. And it'll be enter through the normal doors and then exit through the side doors. So we just keep a flow of people going. But it is it is the first time the theater has been open since February. And so we've had to cancel 13 different events at the theater since that time. The theater gets about 80% of its revenue from ticket sales. And so the theater as a nonprofit is going through a very difficult time. And this is our way to try to jumpstart the return to live theater in New Bern in a responsible way, hopefully in a fun way. It will be a challenge for us as performers to do this with masks on and without touching, because a lot of our improv is right up all on top of each other. But we have chosen improv games that will allow us to be distant, but also to be responsible on stage. And so we did some rehearsal last night, went really well. We're going to have 7 of our performers there. Really looking forward to doing this. It's also part of the Mighty Cause Community Thrives Challenge that Gannett Publishing has put on across the country. New Bern Civic Theater is part of that. New Bern Civic Theater is it's a 3-week challenge. We're in our last week. I think it ends on the 16th, so not quite in our last week, but close to it. And during this week, the most number of unique donors that an organization gets puts you in the running for a bonus challenge. And so at this event on Saturdays, we bring people through. We're going to ask them to donate, if it's $1, if it's anything, to get us towards that goal. But it's a final push for that challenge that's being sponsored by Gannett. We really appreciate being part of that. So it's timely that we can get back in the theater. It's a little frustrating. We can't have more than 25 people in a 280-seat theater. But for live venues in North Carolina indoors, the governor's order is not a percentage of capacity. It is only 25 people. So we are respecting that and doing it. As you say, we all need to do our part with masks. It's hard when you're trying to open a business, even when that business is a nonprofit, but you got to do what you can to follow the rules and keep people safe. And so we have, we think, achieved a balance there that allow people to enjoy a fun night out, but also in a responsible way.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I think people really need that, the happy feeling and all that goes into your improv shows. And if you haven't heard George's Small Town News podcast, it's a great escape to just get out of your head and into a different world with George and Craig and who's the cast?
Craig Ramey, Keith Boyd, and Neil Oliver.
Yes.
And they are also 4 members of the Walk-In Bathtub improv group that'll be there Saturday. But yeah, Small Town News is really fun. I appreciate that, Wendy. Each week we take newspaper articles from a small town somewhere in the United States, chosen by Craig's girlfriend and English professor, Jess. And we read them for the first time. And then we just improv scenes based on that. And it's fun. And we talk about the places, and we usually have Wikipedia information about the place. And we talk about if we've ever been there, if one of us has been there or to that state. So it's a different state every time. We're on episode 52, I think, is how many we've released. And each one is a full episode and then a porch chat. So we've done 26 states so far. And it's been fun. It's kind of a virtual travel log, kind of, without ever leaving your house. Yeah.
It's entertaining. I think it's entertaining. And your latest episode was extraterrestrial. Say that 3 times fast. Raccoon, right?
Yeah. It took us to Lenore, North Carolina, where there was a scientist who was very accomplished, but he turned out to have some interesting inspiration. He said that he was visited by what he characterized as a standard extraterrestrial raccoon that told him some of the information he needed for some major scientific breakthroughs. So it's a very interesting story that you would never believe if you didn't read it as an actual information about that town. And that's in Lenore, North Carolina. Also, Neil Oliver, it turns out, is a huge fan of Southern gospel music. And George Yonts from the Cathedrals is from Lenore. And so we talked about that and listened to some music from the Cathedrals. And George Yonts is known for going really low, like impossibly low. And so we heard some really, really cool things there. So it's fun. Thank you. Thank you, Wendy. Good.
Yeah, no, thank you. And you're still doing your band Joy on your front porch.
Yeah, every other day, try to put out a little tune. So yeah, that's been fun. Been good to learn.
So there is good news in New Bern.
No,
there's
always
positive.
New Bern people are good at finding the silver linings, and the things that we can do to help other people. And so I think that's one really good thing about living here.
There you go. And we have a guest in the waiting room. Dobert, I'm not sure where Dobert Owsley is. Maybe he'll pop in here in a minute. But for right now, let's see if Bob Brinson, he's with VFW Post, is it 2514, I'm pretty sure, is going to join us and share what he has to say about what they're working on. See if we can bring him in here. Are you there, Bob? There he is. Hi, Bob.
Hey, how you
doing? Bob Brinson. And Bob, you're also with the Craven County GOP. Is that correct?
That's correct. But here on a nonpartisan basis representing the VFW, we are interested in getting out the vote for our veterans. We have, according to Dobert, we've got 17,000 veterans here in Craven County, and we want to make sure that they know how to vote and know where to vote. And also, if they need a ride, they can call us at the VFW, and we'll make sure that they get to either a one-stop location or their precinct. And so, just to let you know, they can vote by absentee. That's easy. They can go on the cravenvote.com website, which is our Craven County Board of Elections for Craven County website. They can go there, request an absentee ballot, or they can go to www.ncsbe.gov. That stands for North Carolina State Board of Elections. You can actually track your absentee ballot there once you mail it in. The Craven County Board of Elections will log it in. You can actually see that they received it. You can also do a voter lookup tool there. You can make sure that you're registered. You can pull a sample ballot and do all of that. And then the other way is I want to make sure people know that there is early in-person voting. We've run into many people that don't realize that they don't have to wait till Election Day to vote in person. That starts on October 15th, a week from today, and it runs through October 31st. Basically, they are open 6 days a week, Monday through Friday. And then the first weekend, they are open on Sunday, that's October 18th. And then the last 2 weekends, they are open on Saturday, October 24th and Saturday, October 31st. And there are 5 different locations here in Craven County. You have your traditional ones that everybody knows about, downtown at the Board of Elections. You have Coast City, you have Vanceboro, you have Havelock at the New Beginnings Ministry of Faith. And then there's a brand new one this year in the Bern Square Shopping Center, which is beside Big Lots and Planet Fitness, behind Cookout and Popeyes. It's a brand new location that's open for early voting. So there really is all kinds of opportunities to vote this year. And if any of our veterans out there would like a ride to the polls, need a ride to the polls, you can call me at 252-349-3444, and we can link you up with a driver to take you to the polls, either on early voting or on Election Day. And we just want to get everybody out there to vote this year.
Fantastic. You really summed that up. That's great information. And Bob, where is that, the noose behind you there?
Actually, that is Lake Cypress. It's off of Wilson Creek. So behind the old the new Harris Teeter, I should say. That's so it's a lake in New Bern.
Are there any alligators?
You know, I have never seen one in there, although somebody posted this week a picture of an alligator in Wilson Creek. So I got to start paying attention.
Yeah.
We'll let you know, Bob, if we see one coming up behind you, okay?
All right, thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, your reception is tremendous out there. So, and Bob, I know the VFW, the Conderman Dixon VFW, is
Yes,
that the post?
That's it. That's it.
2514 off of Butler Road.
Yeah.
You have lots of things going on for the veterans and families, and do you want to talk about anything?
That is absolutely true. I'm pretty excited. We've started our turkey shoots again. That's at 2:00 on Sundays. You can come out, and you don't have to bring your own shotgun. We've got shotguns out there for you. It's basically $3 a shot, and it's lucky shots, and whoever gets closest to each round, then you won whatever we're handing out at that time. We've got certificates for ribs and hams and turkeys, and so we say turkey shoot, but there's a lot of meat involved. So please come on out. It's a good time. We've got the canteen open for some refreshments too, and it's a good time out on the Neuse River. It's a beautiful venue out there. If you haven't been out there, it is on the Neuse, and so occasionally it gets kind of windy. We ended up having to cancel last week because of rain, but if it's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful place to be, and come out and visit us.
Is that off Old Cherry Point Road? Is that what
it is? Off Old Cherry Point Road. Yes, there's a big sign on Old Cherry Point Road that'll turn you down towards us, and you basically go down towards the river.
And,
okay.
and for people, if they don't know what a turkey shoot is, you're not actually shooting real turkeys, right?
No.
Oh, never
Thank
mind.
you. No, that's it's pretty tough to shoot a real turkey, but
Yeah.
no, we're actually shooting targets, and they give you bird shot, and whoever gets a shot closest to the target wins that round. And it actually is pretty difficult because, you know, it's not like a rifle where you've got one bullet and you're trying to hit a bullseye. It's a shot of shots. And so you've got maybe 50, 75 shots going towards the target, and it's basically luck of the draw if you hit dead center.
Yeah, and also along with that, you're giving out this food, which is so important to people right now that are really struggling to feed their families. So I really appreciate all that you and Dobert and everyone at the VFW. I would take the whole show to list everybody involved, but I really appreciate you joining us. And you also have what is patriotism to me, and the voice of democracy audio essays. Now, Dobert, actually, he may be in the waiting room. Yes, he is. Do you want him to talk about that, or do you want to start? Or
has that information?
Okay, let's see. Trying to bring him in. And Pat, what time did you say you had to leave?
Probably 2.
Okay, and George?
A little before 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's see. Dobert, where are you at? There he is. We finally got our act together. Sorry for the wait. I can't hear you, Dobert. There, are you there now?
How about now?
Ah, yes.
Okay.
It's good to see you, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. Good. Yeah, just trying to figure out how to do these new things we're supposed to know how to do. And we're talking about the Patriot Pen and Voice of Democracy. Thanks a lot, Bob, for your input there. You did good, my friend. We've run this program for years in the VFW on a national basis. What it is, it's an opportunity for us to reach out to the younger generation to hear what they have to say about where we are in our freedoms and such we enjoy. Too often, sometimes we forget them. We try to think we know all about what they think, but this is a chance for them to say what they do think. It's the Patriot's Pen essay is open to 6th and 8th graders, and it's a 300 to 400 word essay. The topic this year is what patriotism means to me, or excuse me, what is patriotism to me? That is, what is patriotism to me? And we have awards for everyone. The first place receive an award at the Post. However, there's a $5,000 for first place at National. There are 26 winners, so it's a big program. So I encourage home school folks to get in touch with us. You go on the VFW25.org, and all the information is there, the application and all. Plus, you can call me at 252-259-7192. The Voice of Democracy is for 9 through 12 grade students. It's a 3 to 5 minute recording. The topic is this the country our founders envisioned? Nice topic. So I encourage you to do that. Of course, you have to follow up with a script along with it. Same thing, look on our website, which is VFW2514.org. So there are other things going on as well. We have upcoming other events at the VFW. We will have, let me back up a little bit to the Craven County Veterans Council, if I can.
Sure.
What the Craven County Veterans Council is all about, it's 11 organizations that are veterans that's formed here in the county. Of the 11, 9 are currently active, and what the council does, we're just like a clearinghouse where we share information, what each activity is doing. We sponsor 2 events, Memorial Day ceremony and Veterans Day lunch. Of course, we had to scale back our Memorial Day service, and for Veterans Day lunch, unfortunately, we have to cancel that. I might add that we have to live in the same restrictions as everyone else as far as COVID. And I kind of wish that some of our leaders would have thought more about nonprofits, because under the current shutdown, it's hurt us bad as far as income and those that we try to reach out to help. That's our veterans in our community. So it's been a tough go for us. So we're trying the best we can to do what we can. In lieu of the Veterans Day lunch, we're going to play to the Vietnam Veterans of America. That's an organization that's been in New Bern for some time. They sponsored the Field of Flags, which is also in the November 11th timeframe. We started a little program called Field of Flags years ago with 100 flags. Last year, we had over 700. The significance of the flags, the little American flags, is that veterans and family can come up or can put a little tag on each flag indicating the name of a veteran, maybe some service information, that sort of thing, and place that veteran among the rest of the flags. We had 700 last year, and we want to keep pushing. Of course, you're welcome to make a donation if you wish, and all those monies, 100%, goes to VVA or Vietnam Veterans of America, back to the respective the Veterans for Assistance. So,
Dobert, is that going to be at Union Point again, or?
Yeah, that's at Union Point. We have it illuminated at night. It's kind of homespun. We make our own lights. We don't ask the city for anything except for a little bit of juice. So as we keep growing, we have to put more lights on. We hope it's really beautiful at night. And as far as information, we have forthcoming information to be put in the Sun Journal. They've been very good to us and allowing some nice size ads for us. So please come out. It's not the same thing as the Veterans Day lunch, but it's the way we pay respect. And so we'll be publishing the times which you can visit Union Point and put the names on the flag of your veteran.
Hey.
Dobert,
Yes.
you mentioned how hard it's been for nonprofits, and I'm with you on that. I did learn yesterday that I believe New Bern, the aldermen, are going to approve a grant program for nonprofits that have been harmed by COVID. I believe they're planning to set aside $50,000 from some CARES funds that were given by the federal government, and they're going to have a third party administer that, and it'll be up to $1,000 for nonprofits to apply for. So look into that. It is on the agenda for the aldermen, set for the 13th, and they had talked about it in the last work session, is what I'd heard. So that would be an opportunity perhaps to apply for those funds.
That's outstanding. I appreciate the information, and we'll do a couple of other things we have going on at the VFW. We are going to start back very soon our counseling there. That's the United States Department of Veteran Affairs out of Jacksonville. They come up on Tuesday mornings, and what they do is they offer support, counseling, and benefit assistance for eligible veterans and their families as they come back from deployments. Any of us veterans and families that have faced deployments understand that once you come back from deployment, be it 1 year or whatever, the families kind of move on with life, but the veteran stays in one place. And it's really tough sometimes for veterans to catch up. And so this counseling is for that purpose, not only for the veteran, but for the families. So we look forward to very soon that's coming back again. The COVID restrictions placed on us has kind of kaboots that. But keep an eye out, and we'll have that program back in place very shortly. Also, we have Disabled American Veterans is going to have a program shortly. It's called Uncle Sam's Box of Donations. That is a way that local folks can help get the food stuff for needy veterans and the community. This year it's going to be Saturday, October 24th, and be from 10 to 2 p.m. at the food line on MLK Boulevard. If you need contact information there, call 252-638-5900. Again, that's put on by the Disabled Veterans America Unit 40. And Melanie, who you'll be talking to, is a real go-getter, and we can always use foodstuffs for our folks. That's pretty much sums it up from my position.
That's a lot. You guys are always just you're doing so much for the veterans and their
Wendy,
families.
might say one more thing. I don't mean to ruffle any feathers, but the Bum Fest not being held this year is really significant in that that is a primary income producer for nonprofits, not only just for veterans. It's good that we have some of the downtown folks taken care of and some of the local vendors as far as food vendors, but I hope that somehow in the future, short future, we can do something for the nonprofits, because without that money coming in, it's tough. It really is. But we will get through this. I'm confident in that. Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, how many, I don't even know how many nonprofits are in our community, because there are so many, and they fill so many different unique needs, and you are the backbone of our community. Yeah. And we really appreciate everything you've done. So anything else?
No, to answer your question, I think there's about 200 nonprofits.
Yeah. I was.
And a lot of times you don't see them; they just do things for you. So they don't have a big, bullhorn to tout what they do. So it's very important that this area, this community is really great for assistance and helping one another. And it's really a pleasure to be part of it, to be part of the veterans.
Well, we really appreciate you guys, and thank you for joining us today. And we'll be seeing you soon, hopefully. Nice to meet you, Bob.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys.
All right. Have a great day. Stay safe.
See you later. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Well, that was a lot of information.
It really was.
Yeah, they're doing a lot. Some people have asked me about turkey shoots, so I just wanted to make sure they clarified that. And Pat, you're working. Pat is a longtime member of the Tryon Civic Club, and you're working on a food drive, the annual food drive for RCS, yes.
Well, that's the challenge, Wendy. We can't do our food drives. In October, this month would have been the 13th year we collected peanut butter and jelly, of course, because we're not prejudiced. And we've had as much as 1,500 jars of peanut butter come through. And after 13 years, our community's gotten used to it automatically. People would start, donating peanut butter towards the end of September. What we've done is set up a GoFundMe page. So folks can go to GoFundMe.com and search for Tryon Civitans. We've set our goal at about $2,000. I believe this morning we were around 700. We're trying to get the word out as much as we can to our community because of COVID. We can't really do the food drives. And we were still, even though we sold the store, because that was a drop off for the food. The new owner, the Hinkleys, had said, and they allowed us to do it last year, but of course now with COVID, we can't. And any donation, doesn't matter how large or small, it all will go to RCS for their food pantry mostly, somewhat to their kitchen if need be. And $10 donation will give a child a healthy lunch for a month. 100 would feed a family of 4 for about a month. So it doesn't have to be a large amount of money. So we're hopeful, we're limited to what you can do. How do you raise funds or get items during COVID? So that's been the real challenge for us.
Well, I can't imagine. The Tryon Civic Club everything you do is for the community, as far as and you have different food drives, and you're very active as far as enhancing the lives of others, and we really appreciate it. And you also wanted to talk about the YMCA, right?
Yeah, let me stick a quick line in there about the Tryon Civitans. August was always our No Child Left Behind diaper drive, which was hugely successful in our community. Everybody loved the phrase, and no public assistance covers diapers. And that's a real challenge. And I can imagine it's much worse with the economy being the way it is as well. So, but right now we can't do that either, unfortunately. Yeah, and for our Y, I continue to serve on our Y board. I've kind of been recycled on and off a few times over about 15 years. I've been chair of the board once, been in charge of their scholarship campaign twice. And, like the folks from the VFW, all nonprofits are really suffering financially. Our Y has reopened, following the governor's regulations. We can only be a third of occupancy, and we're nowhere near that yet. They do have all the procedures in place for keeping everything clean and equipment spaced out, and hand sanitizer stations and plexiglass around the front desk when you check in, and all of those things are in place. Right now, the outdoor pool is still an outdoor pool, but next week the bubble goes up. So that'll become an indoor pool. So you've got 2 pools to utilize year round. And hopefully some of our members will come back, and some folks will think about joining.
All right. Yeah, it's a great organization. So, all right. And we're getting close to closing time. Let's see. Do you want to answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
the question.
I have a fun question too. How does the bubble work, Pat? So is it?
It's interesting, George. They bring in a crane. The bubble is kept in a little brick house on the side of the pool, and they bring in a crane and about 40 workers, and they will use the crane to raise the canvas bubble and then inflate it with air.
So it is really a bubble. It's inflated.
Yes, it's really
air
a bubble. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
It's an amazing thing, and I'm also going to help them a little bit, hopefully, with some press coverage. I've done it before on and off over the years I've been involved, but it makes a wonderful photo to see a huge crane on the pool deck.
Yeah. Yeah.
The bubble is a wonderful, wonderful picture, and usually the Sun Journal has been very accommodating to our Y as well. Mm-hmm. So. It's an amazing thing to watch. But yeah, it is actually a bubble. And that will be heated during the winter.
Right. So, great.
Yeah. It's pretty
amazing.
So
what was your trivia question again there, Wendy? It was which bug gets drunk?
What insects have been known to get drunk and pass out while feeding on fermented juice? A, ants, B, caterpillars, or C, wasps?
If the answer were a fly, we would know it was topical debate yesterday. It was so, but we couldn't believe what we were seeing. Hey, what is going on? And we ended up going back. It was a full 2 minutes. Pat, what's your guess on the answer?
I would say the wasps or the hornets, whatever the last kind of bee was.
I was thinking. See, my initial thought was butterfly, but so maybe caterpillar. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to go with caterpillar.
Caterpillar.
So everything's going to be drunk and wobble all over when they crawl.
Well, we all know about the kids' book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. So maybe this is a companion young adult book, The Very, Very Drunk Caterpillar. I don't know. Maybe the Very Hungry Caterpillar turns, at night. What do you say, Wendy? Do you know the answer?
Yeah, Pat, you won. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, it's more dramatic having a wasp, flying around intoxicated. But yeah, it was a silly question, but trying to add some fun to it. And speaking of fun, we do have a joke from Laura. Do you guys want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay. I got to get this right because when she says she's more animated. I'll try to be more animated so a fly doesn't land on my head. That was a joke. No, I'm joking. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet?
Oh,
Anyone?
Instead of boo, maybe broom.
How about supplies? Supplies. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
That's great.
Jokes.
I don't know where she gets them, but they're pretty funny. So, and since y'all have to head out, we'll wrap this up. Do y'all have anything else you want to add before we?
Thank you for having me.
No,
Yeah.
thank you.
See you.
Pat, I don't think we've met before, but I know I have always followed what your husband and you were able to do through helping nonprofits over at the UPS store. And so I know it's very much appreciated. I'm glad to see you're still hard at work with those kind of things now that you maybe have even a little more free time to devote. So that's great.
And you'll have to come back.
I would love to come back.
Yeah, so awesome. And let's see here. Let us know if you'd like to be a guest or if you have any questions by calling 252-259-6853 or sending us an email at info@newbernnow.com. And you can join us hopefully on October 15th from 1 to 2 as we Zoom live to Facebook. We had an issue today, but hopefully that was just a glitch.
Also, if you're a North Carolina candidate running for public office and would like to come on as a guest, we would love to hear from you to give a short conversation, talk about your platform so that people can identify with you and understand why you want to be an elected representative. And really, we ask that you focus on positive things in your own campaign as opposed to anything negative about your opponents. We just want to know more about you so that the voters can be more informed.
Yes. Yeah. And this video and audio are uploaded to New Bern Now, and it's actually on our YouTube channel right now, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. And you can also listen on New Bern's News Talk radio station, 103.9 FM, every Wednesday at 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. So
that's a wrap.
Is that a wrap?
That's a wrap, folks.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Woohoo! Oh, I need the music.
Oh.
It's not playing. That's all right.
That was it.
See you later. Y'all have a great day.
Bye-bye.